Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ezekiel Olanio and I'm going to be continuing from where we stopped from the last video that I talked about. That is my visa experience in Abuja, Nigeria. You know, I promised you a part two. This is the part two, the concluding part of my experience. So if you have not watched that, just take a look at up here, right here like this. You are going to see it there. So make sure that you click on it so that you can enjoy the journey from where we began up to this very moment. So after that denial now, I'm like, hey, I was so depressed. I'm not going to lie to you. Like I was so down. I didn't know what's next because I'm like, is this how I'm going to spend like extra year? I was already taking a look at where I was already considering where I was working at the time. I was already considering my house rent. I'm like, is this how I'm going to pay another rent in Nigeria? Olúwa, ṣàánú mi, Yahweh, gbà mí o. So the next day, guess what? I just have like amazing family members, amazing community people as well, right? The next day, my brother gingered me. I paid for visa fee the next day. Now I needed to start looking for dates. And if you have undergone this process, you know how emotionally draining, mentally draining, financially draining it could be. The visa fee visa fee is $180. The visa fee I paid initially was less than the one that I paid now because naira and dollar they are not mates. Do you understand? So I had to pay like more than what I paid initially. I paid for visa fee, and remember, this is where I already have like funding. So at this point, I was very proactive. Now, in my case, there are three stakeholders involved: my GA supervisor, the Office of Global Engagement, that's the international, what do they call it? International what? The International Student and Scholar Services, and the last one, which is my program coordinator. That's my program. Because these three guys are they are dependent on me literally coming to the United States. So I sent a message to the ISS office, that's International Students, Scholars, whatever. Told them about the situation, told my program director about the situation, and then I told my graduate assistantship supervisor about the situation. They, of course, they were not excited, right? So in fact, I took the picture of that pink paper like this, that they will say consulate of the US embassy, blah blah blah, and they won't give you a specific reason why you were denied. Though they will just say that their applicants, can you I will take it. Well, I will post this for you, as you can see on the screen right now. That's exactly the paper that I was given. So I sent this to them. And I was like, if they can please give me some time for me to be able to, gather, some time together and go for my interview the next time. So that's how this person responded and said, oh, Ezekiel, sorry about your denial. But from taking a look at these things that you sent to me, you did not prove sufficient home ties to your home country and all of that. And I think that is one thing that, was like the red flag in my first attempt. Because they asked me what I'm going to be coming back to do in Nigeria. I'm saying I'm going to be paying it forward one organization at a time. What the heck is that? Who says that? Who does that? Well, Ezekiel does, or Ezekiel did, but not anymore. Right? So after all of those back and forth and all of that, so me, I was just like, they should try and maintain my offer, that they should not give it to anybody. A lot of back and forth emails. I've told them that, oh, I've paid another visa fee. I'm not going to look for dates, blah, 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 blah. It even got to a point that just for me to be able to buy some time, I told them that I already secured the dates already, right? And then they were like, okay, fine, no worries. We are going to keep the position for you. Remember, this was July, and I'm supposed to resume in August. Classes were supposed to begin in maybe early September. So I had like less than 30 days for miracle to happen. Hey, God. I was like, God of mercy. I know the thing that I've realized about this thing. Now, I like this. Let me just tell you, like, the in total. Is the fact that in the midst of all of this, when you say, you are God alone, from before time began, you are on the throne, and right now, in the good and the bad, you are on the throne. You see that good and the bad. It's only the good that you resonate with. But you see that bad one. Oh, more. No, 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 no. You, I was telling my friend, Jimmy is already in the US. I was telling my friend, Jimmy, I was like, Jimmy, God has left me. I don't know what to do again. I would literally just be on the phone with him and he'll just be crying. Like, I can't remember the last time I cried. This time I cried, I cried because of this. I was like, Jimmy, look at my mates. Look at the people that we are preparing together. They're already in the United States. Look at me. See my life. God has left me. God has right. So that's it, right? To cut the entire long story short, because trust me, the story long. I'm just like trying to cut it short for you guys. And where was I? So I told you of how I was able to like send emails to my program director, told them about this. In fact, I was already requesting that they should give me like a late application form for me to fill. So late application form is more or less like classes have already begun, but you can fill the late application form and maybe present it to them at the embassy or present it to them at the port of entry if you were given your visa. My department was like, oh, no worries, we can still wait for you, can still come in September and all of that. Just send the request form, right? You could tell them that you can send like you can request for the late arrival form from the Office of International Studies. And then I sent a request to the Office of International Studies and I got a reply. And the reply that I got, they said in my own best interest, they have decided that I should resume next year fall. I'm like, eh? Next year fall? I just carried my phone again. Email. Dear Office of International Studies, thank you for your email, but this is literally not what I was expecting. I have invested heavily in this journey. In fact, I have booked my flight tickets. I have prepared for my second interview, and I'm very sure that I'm going to get it this time. I have started packing my bag. I have done this. I have done that. In fact, at my visa interview, upon the approval of my visa interview, I will jump on the next available flight to Washington DC. It will just take about 12 hours, and I will be able to adapt to classes. I just put everything. Gas knows best. Said. Well, you know what I later realized? What I realized is the fact that I wasn't the only one who requested for late arrival form. Other students who could also get their visas requested for that form as well. And they were all deferred to next year fall. So I was the only one. And in the history of my school does not actually admit students during the spring. Not to talk of my program. My program does not even accept students during spring session, let alone giving funding during spring. So remember, I had like an 11K deficit. I had like an initial funding that I have to provide 11K deficit and all of that. To cut the long story short, after a lot of pleading and all of that, I was like, oh, I hope this is not goodbye. Please still consider me, blah, 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 blah. So I told them that they've agreed that I can come during the spring. Go, can the position still be available? They said that if the position is available, I can come and collect. Immediately I said that email like this, I just saw vacancy. That position that was secured, that I secured, it has already been given out to people for people to apply. Long story short, the position was gone. So I have to start again from the beginning. I have to start looking for funding. That is if I'm still going to go with this program or I'm going to go with this school. I have to start looking for funding again. And me, zero emotions. I've already started taking a look at other schools that I can apply to. I'm already dusting my SOP, dusting my CV. Let us go again. Already looking for application fee to pay. Because if for me to lose that funding, it essentially meant that I was starting all over. So I knew that I didn't have the funding anymore, right? But now it's not between myself and my program director, because now I've been able to secure my admission with the Office of International Studies. So I was sending messages, following up to my program director. Please, how far with the funding? There were a lot of back and forth emails. And then she responded one day and she said, Ezekiel, you know what? There are a lot of people that are working on your case right now. When she said that, I was like, dear God, thanks. Because it's at that moment that I knew the essence of the prayer, where God says that where your legs have never been, I will raise people up to speak for you. I will speak for you in the bedroom and in the boardroom. That's the point of that prayer, and it's just literally just made sense to me. So I was like, oh, fantastic, thank you so much, blah blah blah. Few days after, she sent me a message and she said, oh, Ezekiel, we've been able to finalize your paperwork and all of that. We are going to be giving you some funding, and this is where you are going to be working as a graduate assistant. And I did not just have like one graduate assistantship position, I had two graduate assistantship positions. By the time I was going to see the funding letter, it was more than what I had initially lost. I had to present about $11,000 to get my I-20. This time, guess how much I needed to present? Just 3,000. And this 3,000, I could literally do without it. It's just to show that you are comfortable, you can sort your living expenses by yourself without being a liability to the US government. And that was it. And I was able to get my I-20 issued to me. And now it's not time for interview, visa interview. Hey! Before that moment, it wasn't easy, trust me. Because any plane that passes, it gives me PTSD. I'll be like, that's somebody that is going, when will my own time come? But see the way God turned everything around, and now I was able to secure more funding than what I actually lost initially. So it's just a message that you see that waiting period. Trust me, that waiting period is hard. That's why you should even hold God tighter. Tighter, I don't say tight, tighter. Because he always comes true, right? So if you're out there and you're like, oh, you've done a lot of, and this is just like my visa application case. I've never talked about my admission, about I was applying to schools and I was getting denied. Maybe I'll go to do that in another video, right? But it's just to show that it is in your waiting season that you get more connected to God. I can't overemphasize what that thing did to my faith. There's nothing that can happen in this life that could shake my faith like how it shook it then. Like how it shook it then. Absolutely nothing. Because this one just like solidify the fact that if God don't say I will do am, it's just a matter of time. It's kairos. It's just a matter of time. It will happen. It will happen. So don't stop. If they give you rejection, you to apply again. There will be one that will be tired. Apply again. Keep on applying. Keep on applying. Right? So that was it. I got the funding, and that was like the significant thing that literally happened. During that waiting period as well, I was doing some sort of retrospective, and I was like, what is it that I can do better to actually solidify my case? What is it that I can do better to actually present a stronger case to the visa officer? So one of the things that I did then was that I published an article that is related to what I'm going to be studying here. I published it in the national dailies, even if that does not even hold water, as some people might argue, but at least it's something, and I have like a digital footprint online. But the most important thing that actually happened is this funding thing. That's like the that's the most important thing. So if you are going to the embassy the next time, one of the significant things that should have changed in your approach should be your funding. It should be that you have like an increased funding. If not full funding, you should have about 75% funding, right? So that was the thing that happened. So I now had to book my flight from Lagos to Abuja again because I flew back to Abuja for my interview. This time around, I already did my retrospective. I was like, last time I did not eat Abi. A week to my interview, I went to the superstore. I bought snacks. I bought energy drink. I bought chewing gum. I bought glucose. What else? I was sure comfortable. I made sure that I was super comfortable. I didn't start preparing for my visa interview till like 2 weeks before my visa interview. God bless Jimmy, because he literally drilled me and prepped me. He just called me and say, hey, good morning, pass me your documents. Why are you going to the US? What do you do? You did it, why this school? So, and it's one of the things that I also did was that I captured my transcripts, right? So the questions that was asked, I made sure that I worked on all of those questions that were asked, so I could come back stronger. So I went to Abuja, a day before my interview. I didn't even tell anybody this time. Maybe apart from one of my siblings that I told. I didn't even tell my parents. I didn't tell a lot of people, but I told some people that were literally praying for me. I went to Abuja. Oh, I was just there. But at this time, I knew that Ezekiel, you are going to get it. You are going to get it. A week before my interview, let me tell you something. Because at the end of the day, I believe that life is spiritual. I carry my bag. I went to the GO's prayer room at Redemption Camp. I carried my passport. I carried my 20. I put it on his bed. I take over this nation. I take over this nation. But it's a great place I would suggest that you go to if you want to build your faith, right? You can go there. Go there. I think it's 1,000 naira or 500 naira for entry or thereabouts. I went there twice and it was fantastic, really fantastic. So I went for my interview. This time I already got glucose, got water, got juice, got snacks. I was prepared. This time around, my interview was around 7:45. I didn't leave my hotel till about past 7 because of the initial experience that I had, right? So I just went there, as per you've been here before now. Oh yeah, let's go. Okay, it wasn't like that at the point, but I was just there, and some people were coming in as well. People going for F1, a lot of visiting visas, a lot of people in the visiting visas category. That's B1, B2. So remember, I already like prepared. I've prayed already. I was still drinking water safe. I even took my phone along, right? So by the time we got to the screening place again, that it's time for you to, come in, let me just check you and all of that. They were like, I should drop my phone, I should drop my water. Water that I've already mixed with glucose. So I was already at a lot. Do you understand? So before dropping my water bottle, I was like, can I please finish drinking up my water? I got to the remaining one. I was like, yes, here we go. Let's go. Let's go get the visa. So one of the things that I realized is the fact that the embassy was literally scanty. It wasn't as, the people there were not as many as people that were there initially when I was there in July. This was October. And I just went straight to the interview room. And you see, there's the thing about this confidence thing. Immediately you enter like this, there is a way that your confidence level is just going to drop. But you're not going to grieve for it. You won't grieve for it. Let me tell you one of the things that I did before my visa interview. I literally manifested my visa approval. So there are moments whereby you already have full fund. You already have sufficient funding, right? And then you are like, will you still get this visa? Will you not still get this visa? So what I did was I manifested it. Remember, I actually guided my mind gates. What are my mind gates? What I hear and what I see. So I went to design a pseudo visa. So I just went on Google, like I just typed US visa. I typed US visa. I went on Canva, designed it, and put my details there. You might try this. It might work for you because it's one of the things that I did and it worked for me. Manifestation. And I literally put my picture, the picture that was on my DS160, I put it there. My first name and all of those things, I put it there. So anytime I'm feeling down, I'll just take a look at it and I'll speak to it. I'll be like, this thing, you turn to realize, you come to manifestation. You will come to manifestation. And when I take a look at it, I feel better. Do you understand? So that was literally, I think, one of the things that helped me. I did a lot of visualization as well, right? So I went inside the embassy, whatever, the interview room. I was first captured. They collected my biometrics. I went in, stepped out again. They were like, they're going to call us afterwards. So after they called us afterwards, like it's time for the interview proper. I was just picking under my breath. This is where we are. Holy Spirit, take over. I was just speaking calmness. I was like, Ezekiel, you have the mind of Christ, you have a sound mind. The thought God has for you are that of good and not of evil to give you a future and hope. I was just speaking, I was just confessing. As I was confessing, I was hearing, I'm sorry, I cannot approve of this at this time. I'm sorry, please feel free to apply. I was like, I was just praying, right? So it got to a point that I was like, I think my glasses is not doing justice. So the thing is, apparently I can't see from far. I can see you, but I can't see from far when it comes to wordings and all of that. So one of the things that I did was I just moved my glasses. I was like, thank God I cannot quickly see from far before, so that I'll not be seeing the pink paper that is flying around. I just moved my glasses. I was just looking down. I have confidence. I have confidence. I have confidence. The confidence of God is in me and all of that. As I was speaking, I was moving forward. The queue was moving. The queue was moving. I was just directed to this black bearded guy. And apparently, the guy that was in front of me was going to West Michigan University. And with the way he responded as well, I think it was his first time. With the way he responded, I was like, hey, why not give this guy and all of that. The guy actually responded quite well, but they did not give him. So I didn't shake. You know, it's just like the first time too that I went. The person in front of me did not give him. This one was in front of me, they did not give him. I didn't shake. Oh. I just went. Let me tell you what one of the things that I did. The last interview that I went to, I wore a white shirt so that they will give me white paper or more. I collected pink paper. This time around, I didn't even care the kind of shirts that I put on. I just went. I just like, hi officer, how is it going? Good morning. I was like, hey, good morning, sir. Passport and I-20. I passed it. Where are you going to in the United States? Oh, I'm going to this is to pursue my master's degree. Oh, why this school? So I've already prepared for that answer. I just gave it to him. Pass. It's it combines communication and advocacy together. It does this, it does that, and I'm going to be returning to pass, give it to them as they ought. He asked all of those questions. So it's not like he realized that I have ticked all of the boxes. That's how Baba just did like this. And during the period, he wasn't looking at me. He was literally looking at his computer and typing. He just did like this. He was like, you've been here before. What happened? I was like, yes, I was there. I was denied under the section 241B. And right now, I have like a whooping funding. That time, I had like just a funding of about 30 something thousand with a deficit of 11K. But right now, I have a whooping 38 whatever. I don't know, but I have a whooping whatever, leaving me with just 3,000 US dollars to cover and all of that. And this person and that person is going to be covering my deficit, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, you just raised it. So he now asked me one last question. It's more or less like you've ticked all the boxes already. You know what you are talking about. You just asked me one last question. Do you know anybody in the United States? I said, no, I don't know any. I don't have anybody in the United States. All my families are here in Nigeria. You just raised the paper like this. Sir, I've approved your visa. As he just said, I've approved your visa and I'm saying that white paper like this. You know when they say, we ò gbọ́ pa, we ò gbọ́ po, I don't hear wetin dem will talk. That was exactly what happened because I didn't hear nada. I didn't hear anything again. I was like, eh? So that's all. This is it. That's how I'm going to be going. Like, you're literally going to the US. Ezekiel, you're going to the US. So that was it. And I got my white approval paper. Stepped out of the embassy in class. I was just greeting everybody. Hello, officer. Good morning. How are you doing? Oh, have a great day, officer. I was just smiling. That's when I put my glasses back on. I went out like this. I just want to It's honestly, I was just grateful. I was just so grateful that thank God I was able to get it after a lot of denials and all of that. And it's just to justify the fact that see, God is still in the business of doing wonders. No matter what the delay might be, no matter what the disappointment might be, no matter how long you have waited, at the appointed time, the Lord will make it happen. No be me talk am. Now God talk am, right? The scripture says it. Let me tell you one thing that even happened after my first denial. The Saturday of that denial, right? I belong to this tribe of Upper Room tribe, right? And then we do outreaches every month. So we do it Saturdays. We just take one Saturday of a particular month and then we do it there. So the Saturday of which my visa was denied, I still went out for outreach. Nobody came. I was the only one that went for the outreach myself. And I was literally using my experience, like my pain. What is paining me? I was denied visa. What is paining me? I was using it to like encourage other people. So I'll be like, oh my brother, sometimes I'm very sure that you must have prayed to God for one thing. You have prayed, you have fasted to God, you have done all you could, both intellectually and logically, but yet it still did not come true. My brother, don't give up. God is still on the throne. God can still help you. That was literally what I was doing, and I was literally ministering to myself as well, right? So I'm glad that I went through that process because it actually increased my faith. It's increased my trust in God because I'm like, no matter what, God, you are the one that have brought me this far. You cannot even leave me alone at this point. You will see me through. And that's just it. Any small thing like this, I just, God, now you bring me come here. Oh. So it's more or less like an implication, like, oh, as long as God is there, forget, there's nothing that I need to do again. Because as one who has brought me thus far, as one who has brought you thus far, and he will literally see you to the very end. And I pray for you that no matter what you are going through right now, no matter the waiting period, no matter how late you think you might be, God is going to restore you. God is going to turn time around for your favor. And I pray that you experience speed more than ever before. In the name of Jesus. The God that did it for me will also do it for you. The grace, the favor, the mercy of God will literally speak for you every step of the way. In the name of Jesus. Keep pushing, keep up the good work that you are doing. You are just a step closer. No matter you've applied, they've rejected you. Don't worry. God is still on the throne. Just hold God tight, right? And you to do your best. Do what you can and ensure that everything goes soft last. Everything goes soft. Everything goes soft. In this America or in this Canada or in this UK, wherever you might be watching me, and you want to go, you will go, and we will be many. We will be many. All right. So thank you so very much for watching up to this very moment. It has been an interesting moment with you. I'm going to be showing your face again when the next video actually comes. So do like, share, comment, subscribe, do all of those good stuff, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Take care of yourself, guys. I remain Ezekiel Olaniyan. Have yourself a fantastic one. Goodbye. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and we are